Let's talk some Northern Illinois Husky football right now. Hey, look, last year, right here in this turf, came back from 20-0 down, beat Ohio to win the MAC championship. They win 11, the most ever in the history of the program. Offensively, virtually, I mean, with Northern Illinois, Toledo, Western Michigan, hard to choose from offensively in the MAC. And, of course, then the stirring win in the GoDaddy.com Bowl, one of the outstanding trophies we have here, that head coach Dave Doeren says, I cannot lift up by myself and take back to DeKalb. So with that, we say hello to the second-year head football coach of the Northern Illinois Huskies, Dave Doeren. Good to see you, David.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
I can lift that up, by the way. I just don't want to.
Let me rephrase. He's a strong guy. You know, he's a football player. He can lift it up. He just prefer not to.
Yeah, I'm going to make you do
and
that.
Get some help with it. How's that? What an outstanding year you had last year. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention 9-game winning streak.
Longest in the
longest in FBS. Yeah. So, you know, that's terrific, but what have you done for me lately? Yeah. So every year's a new year.
Right there,
yeah. I did? Okay, I'm sorry. As you go into 2012, though, do you have to spend a lot to the kids and say, guys, listen, phenomenal last year, it's tremendous last year, but that's done. We've got to write our own page and our own script now in 2012, and you just can't naturally assume that everything is going to turn into another 11-win season.
Yeah, part of the program we have, we sit down with our leadership guys and we talk about our team goals, and everything starts over when we get back from what we call our Christmas break. But you know, we started a long time ago. We know when you're the champion of the conference, you're going to get everybody's best. You're not going to sneak up on any of the opponents, including the non-conference teams. They're going to take us very seriously. So we've got to play our best, and you know, we've got a lot of new faces. So it's a different team. We've got a lot to prove again.
Dave, absolutely, and you know it's not easy coming into a program as a first-year head coach. Transitions are tough. Obviously, you did a spectacular job, you and your staff, of taking that program over. Lost a couple games early a while, and then just boom, 9 in a row at the end of the season. A great bowl win. Offensively, a lot of folks back, but of course the trigger guy is gone, and Chandler Harnish, and he was great for you. I think I feel pretty good, though, about Jordan Lynch. He played a lot last year. He's sitting right next to you. He's got great speed. He certainly has the tools to run your offense. Do you see making changes in your offense to suit his abilities, or where are you at with that?
I've always believed in, you know, trying to use players' strengths and hide their weaknesses the best you can. I think that's what good coaches do. And you know, there's a lot of things that Chandler did athletically that Jordan's more than capable of doing. Some of the changes we'll make, you know, we have some new coaches that have some new ideas. We've got some new offensive linemen. We're replacing some guys that were pretty special up front. So, you know, once we figure out everybody's skill set, we'll have a few changes in there to help guys and utilize some of our receivers' abilities. We've got some really talented guys outside, and I know Jordan's working hard to get a good chemistry with those guys this summer.
That's got to be obviously a major area of attention for you, though. But, Dave, when you look at the overall success of the football team and what you have accomplished, how does that translate now into, and I know it's only your second year, but how you go about recruiting and what that allows and the attention now? Do you get the sense when you walk into you know, a young man's living room that mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, they know about Northern Illinois football, and how has that somewhat culminated for you with the success of the program?
It's helped a lot. You know, I think being a champion opens doors to certain conversations with recruits that obviously I tell recruits all the time, do you want to talk about being a champion, or do you want to go where they can prove they are champions? And that's one thing Northern has a great tradition of. It is the winningest school in the MAC for the last 10 years with 3 different head coaches, and now we have a championship to boast. And so it helps us, there's no doubt about it, to get into those conversations. And then what our administration's done with our facilities has helped as well.
You know, defensively, I personally think you guys are going to take a big step up. I mean, you have 19 starters back on your team, but defensively, I can see you being a lot better. You know, Jimmy Ward back at safety, I thought a real playmaker. You get Devon Butler back, who missed last year. You've got Sean sitting right down the way from you, who had an outstanding year last year. Talk about your defense. Where are you at there?
Well, you know, we had 11 new starters in our bowl game last year from the year before's bowl game, so there was a lot of growth. Wow. Our last 3 games were our best 3 games on defense last year. We created a lot of turnovers. We kept the score down. We were opportunistic, and so we hope to build on that. You know, we feel really good about our rotation on our defensive line, and you know, I think anytime the kids are not having to learn the scheme, they can focus on the opponent and their fundamentals, then you got a chance to be really good. And so we're hopeful that's what happens early in the season for us to help the offense.
Coach Doeren has mentioned the 2 outstanding student athletes that are here from Northern Illinois' program, the quarterback, Jordan Lynch, and defensive end Sean Pogar. Guys, great to see you both. We thoroughly enjoyed watching your careers develop and all the success at Northern. Jordan, I'm sure it's the obvious question that you get, but you know, I got to ask it in terms of the accomplishments of Chandler Harnish and everything that he was and embodied Northern Illinois football from a psychological standpoint, emotional standpoint for you. What's your thought process about knowing you're going to have to step in and, for Northern Illinois fans, hope that nobody misses a beat on that offense?
Right, with Chandler Harnish, I mean, Chandler, you know, he taught me everything. He was always working with me, extra work and everything. And, you know, the biggest thing is, I think, from a player standpoint, is when you try to fill shoes of a player, that's when things start going downhill. So the biggest thing this year is, you know, basically our common goal, and that's just to, you know, get the victory, get the win, and that's what I'm shooting for this year.
A couple of very, very, very good wide receivers. And Moore and Ashford out there, and playmakers. You had a good spring working with your whole wide receiver core and Summer, and talk about those guys a little bit.
Right, Martell and Perez, I mean, they all you have to do is get them the ball. They're our playmakers. We try to get our playmakers the ball, and most of the times they make me look right. You know, just going up for jump balls and whatever. And you know, Deron Brown and Tommy Lee and, you know, Jamie Wells. I mean, there's tons of playmakers on offense, and that's our key thing, just to get those guys the ball.
Coach Doeren, Jordan mentioned that your skill set somewhat, you know, emulates what Chandler Harnish ran. So do you feel you got a chance to play a little bit? You feel comfortable in the offense. What have you worked on specifically this year that you're trying to add in terms of not only from the leadership perspective, the cerebral, but the physical that you have to put in to play the position and do it the way you want to?
The main thing was to watch extra film in the summer. You can never watch enough film. And playing on the field is basically the drop back passing game, you know, 3-step, 5-step drop. Right. You know, I think I can work on that, and that's what I've been working on, doing, you know, 7-on-7s and just routes on air in the summertime.
You know, 113 yards rushing you had in that shootout with Western Michigan last year, and I know you can rush the football, and obviously, you know, we haven't seen you as a thrower that much. Timing, I've always felt, is really the key issue, and you have to get a lot of reps to get the timing, and I assume that Chandler got, you know, a higher percentage of reps last year. Talk about the spring and the amount of reps and how that worked out.
Right, in the spring, I went in as a starter.
Yep.
And, you know, got tons of reps, you know, building chemistry, staying after practice, you know, just building chemistry with the route timing and everything. And in the summer, that's basically where we start, you know, getting our chemistry down. Right. And so.
Good. Okay.
The big man wants to talk defense, huh? Sean Pogar, one of the finest in the Mid-American Conference. You won't see anybody better out on the edge than Sean Pogar is. Good to see you. You're coming back again. So we talked about where you were a year ago, and of course, everyone expects the lofty expectations, but you're the hunted. There's no question about that. People come at you. Sean, how does that change your mindset in terms of even going over and above where you were a year ago?
I don't think for me and as a defense or a team it changes us much. We want to be a confident team each and every week, and I think as a defense we showed that we could play towards the end of the season. Like Coach said, the last 3 weeks were our best 3 weeks of the whole year, and we got a lot of returners. So the biggest thing is we're not learning as much, so we know the schemes, just to come into each game confident and knowing that we can be the best defense in this league.
How about the bowl win? And as Coach mentioned, you played much better defense the last 3 games of the season, and then, of course, you know, having a great win in the GoDaddy.com Bowl. Confidence-wise, your defense has to be really there.
No, that was huge. The MAC championship, holding them to 20 points, and then going into the GoDaddy Bowl and playing the way we did. We had a lot of young guys last year with not a lot of experience, and I think those 2 wins and the way we played in those 2 wins was a huge confidence building for the whole team and especially the defense. And we're just going to make sure we carry that into the summer and into camp and then on to the season.
As a leader of the football team, I mean, you know, all the success, but what do you want to set forth an example, Sean, for the younger players coming up in the Huskies program about letting them know the right way to play and what's expected of you? Is that something that's important to you?
It's definitely something that's important to me. I think that's what our program's all about, just doing things the right way on and off the field, being confident and knowing what our expectations are, no matter what the outside influences say. We know what we expect, and I want those young players to expect the same thing. I don't want them to come in and doubt it at all. And so far they haven't, and I think we just need them all to buy in, and camp will help us with that. And the defense and offense, we both have confidence in each other to be successful.
Yeah, shown that. All starts at Soldier Field, too.
Right.
Do you guys enjoy, I mean, is that something that you'd like to see continue? The Northern Illinois program has played at Soldier Field in Chicago, right there in Lake Michigan.
I think, you know, we have a lot of Illinois players, over 60 on our team. A lot of them are Bears fans.
Yeah.
But just in general, I think college football players all strive to be NFL players and to have that opportunity to be in those locker rooms. It's a great venue. Soldier Field is a beautiful place, and playing there in September, especially against a team like Iowa, is a great opportunity for us.
Absolutely. Listen, we really appreciate you guys coming by. Again, we're really delighted in watching all of you, and Dave, you coming in. And, of course, you know, we're very, very close to Coach Novak.
Yeah.
He grew up around Cleveland, you know, and then Coach Kill, and outstanding job in that first year.
Thank you very much.
Outstanding. Got to build it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right,
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Dave Doeren, the head coach of the Northern Illinois Huskies, quarterback Jordan Lynch, outstanding D lineman Sean Pogar. That's a good football team. And again, you know, we said it to Frank Solich in Ohio, but they are the hunted. Northern's hunted. Ohio's hunted. I mean, that's where everybody wants to be.